All right, happy Sabbath, family. Happy high Sabbath, right? I'm Brother Al. For those who don't know, this is my reader, Brother Kevin. We're coming to you one more time on behalf of the Vineyard of Israel, in the name of the Most High God. We got a message today on his holy Sabbath. First of all, let's thank him. Thank you, Lord, for getting me off work. Right? Thank you for gathering the congregation. Right? Thank you for this holy day. Right? This is the memorial of the blowing of the trumpets. Right? That's what it is. Even though I entitled the lesson that it's one and the same. Right? So it's the memorial of the blowing of the trumpets, but the title of the lesson is "Blow Up the Trumpet in the New Moon." Right? Blow up the trumpet in the new moon. It's the same thing. We're going to find out what day this is. Can we just keep this any day we want? Right? Because I know some camps that done keep the memorial of the blowing of the trumpets already. Well, God gave us signs. He gave us signs to tell times in the earth. So, therefore, when his feast days do roll around, we won't be in error. Right? And the only thing about it is, you got people that really want to serve God. They believe in this, but like the Lord say, the leaders cause the people to err. And that's what happened. But that's why we always got to go based off the word. If you kept this feast and you went outside, it's supposed to be the 7th month, the first day of the month, you should have saw a new moon. That means it's all black. If you didn't see a new moon, you didn't keep the Lord's feast. You kept a day, but it wasn't the memorial of blowing of the trumpets. Because it got to be in a season appointed, the time appointed. God works by appointed time. Just like when the children of Israel, they wanted to come out of Egypt, they was in Egypt 400 years. You think they didn't want to come out before that 400 years was up? They couldn't. You know why? Because he gave Abraham an appointed time. He told Abraham, your seed is going to be a stranger in a land where they know nothing. And he said, I'm going to bring them out in their 4th generation. You think they wasn't crying out in the 3rd generation? Free us in the 3rd. He couldn't do it. He can't break his word. Just like you can't break his word. So this is an appointed time. He had an appointed time to bring Israel out of Egypt. It wasn't going to happen no matter how much they cried out. No matter how many of us they fed to the gate, it wasn't going to happen. It's the Lord's word. It can't be broken. We did a lesson, a series entitled, The Scriptures Can't Be Broken. That's point blank period. The Lord said heaven and earth to pass, but the word will abide forever. That's how tight it is. So no matter how we feel, people causing us error, you got to go by what he gave us. He didn't leave us his word for no reason. So, like we said, blow up the trumpet in the new moon. I'm going to find out it's one and the same. It's a day. Memorial of the blowing of the trumpet. The trumpets have more than one meaning, right? He gave these trumpets to Israel. Number one is for the sounding of an alarm, to gather the congregation. It's to warn the people. It's to prepare the people to battle. It's the announcing of a king. All of these things are significant because the trumpet is going to play a role in every last one of these, even when the Lord comes back. Well, we're going to see that. So let's start out at Psalm 81st chapter. We're getting some background before we go into the actual day. The Lord gave us a time to keep this day, and that's what we're doing. That's why we're here. We're here because of the word. You got to be taught of God. You want to be saved? You got to be taught by God. He said, let no man deceive you, didn't he? Yeah. You'll get deceived if you don't stick to the book. We Jews, we seek the sign. The signs he gave us, he set them in the firmament forever. For everybody to see. Verse 1. Psalm 81st chapter, 1st verse. Hearken to the scripture.
Sing aloud to God.
That's right. What's that mean? Praise, right? Go ahead.
Our strength.
Yes.
Make a joyful noise unto the God of Jacob.
That's the God of the whole world also. The God of Jacob is the God of the whole world. Go ahead.
Take a song.
Yes.
And bring hither the temple.
Right. That's praise. We use praise, right? Y'all remember that, Judah? Huh? Praise. Go ahead.
The pleasant harp with the psaltery.
Yeah, you can't praise him with no instruments. That's what them churches tell you, ain't? Can't use instruments. Just like I said, we're going to go by the word. The word said praise him with the harp, timbre, all of that. Come on.
3.
Yes.
Blow up the trumpet in the new moon.
He's telling you a time. And he telling you what we're going to do. He said we're going to blow up the trumpet. Are we gonna blow up the trumpet anytime we want to?
In the new moon.
Ain't no, we're not using the trumpet anytime we get ready. We're gonna use it in the new moon. The new moon, it dictates a new month. He said some signs in heaven. The earth, the sun and the moon and star, they supposed to count seasons with. Right? That's what they for. Every new moon, every new month, you get a new moon. Every 29 and a half days, it won't break the cycle. Go ahead.
And the time appointed.
And when? Whenever you want to?
The time appointed.
Time appointed, right? Go ahead. Who
now
appointed the time? Hold on. The Lord appointed the time, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's why you got to go by the word. So blow up the trumpet in the new moon, and the time appointed. When is the time appointed? Any day now.
On our solemn feast day.
Somebody get themselves get ready. On our solemn feast day, right? That's the appointed time. That's why we're here. That's why we're here this day, right? What is that? For what reason? Tell me something else.
For this was the statute for Israel.
So this statute, that's a way of life. This was a way of life for Israel. And what else?
And the law of the God of Jacob.
That's right. You got to go by it. The law of the God of Jacob. He made this for a way of life in Israel. So you can't just come running, blowing trumpets because you want to, sounding horns. No, you do it when he told you to. Right? Pick me up at Isaiah 66. We're going to see how long it's going to be in effect. Because we know until Shiloh comes, like the lesson we did last week. But some people might not have been here. Some people might not know who Shiloh is. So for the whole world, everybody knows Jesus is. But we'll let them tell us how long it's going to last. Because, you know, we got people running around every day, all day, talking about the law is done away with, right? But he just told us, blow the trumpet in the new moon. On our solemn feast day, it's the appointed time. Pick me up at Isaiah 66, verse 22. Hearken to the scripture. Now, pick me up at 21. That's what we see him talking. 21. Hearken to the scripture.
And I will also take of them for priests and for Levites, saith the Lord.
That's right. Say who?
The Lord.
What else did the Lord say?
For it's the new heavens and the new earth,
yes,
which I will make.
Is it here yet? New
which I will make.
What?
Which I will make.
This is something that hasn't happened yet, right? But you know the Old Testament is already fulfilled. That's what they tell you. Too many lies. Ain't no manner of truth in a lie. The Lord told us that. That's why it's dangerous for us to believe lies. Because ain't no manner of truth in a lie. That's what he told you. Go ahead.
Shall remain before me, saith the Lord.
Right.
So shall your seed and your name remain.
He's talking to his seed, because remember, he the God of Jacob. He's talking to Israel, his people. He said, that's how the heaven and earth, which I'm going to make, shall remain. He said, so your seed is the same way. So shall your seed remain before me. Go ahead. 23. Yes.
And it shall come to pass that from one new moon to another.
Or from 1 month to another, right? One new moon to another. So, based on what we just learned, what we supposed to do in the new moon? Blow the trumpet, right? Mm-hmm. So, from one new moon to another.
And from one Sabbath to another.
It's done away. Mm-hmm. What? This ain't even happened yet, right? Mm-hmm. This is at his return. This man still talking about the Sabbath day, number 4 commandment. Can't get around it. Too many lies. Go ahead.
Shall all flesh come to worship before me, saith the Lord?
Who?
The Lord.
Gonna do what? All flesh is gonna come and worship before the Lord. It's a statue in Israel. It's a way of life. It's out from the mighty God of Jacob. Come on.
And they shall go forth and look upon the carcasses of the men that have transgressed against me.
And at that time, you know, you have a little incentive. You'll be able to see the carcasses, the dead bodies of the men that transgressed against the Lord, that broke his law. Because we see the Sabbath still good. That's the law. Go ahead.
For their worm shall not die, neither shall their fire be quenched.
Right.
And they shall be an abhorrent unto all flesh.
That's going to be a hated sight to all flesh. But you'll be able to see it. That's hell on earth. That's what you'll be looking at. But you see, from one new moon to another, that means the moon is still good to be able to tell the correct time. Mm-hmm. Even to the time he returned. Right? What verse? You finished that? Mm-hmm. Pick me up at Numbers, the 10th chapter, verse 1. We're going to get the reason for the trumpets now. We're going to see all the different reasons for blowing trumpets. Because he said, remember, he said, it's a way of life in Israel. It's a statue from the mighty God of Jacob. Picking up at verse 1. Numbers 10, verse 1. Numbers 10 and 1. Hearken to the scripture.
And the Lord spake unto Moses.
And you notice it's always the Lord speaking. He ain't gonna let us do nothing on our own. But every time we do something on our own, guarantee we mess it up. Come on.
And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Make thee 2 trumpets of silver.
So this is what the Lord told Moses. Moses wasn't even thinking about no trumpets, probably. But he told Moses, I want you to make 2 trumpets of silver.
Of a whole piece shalt thou make them.
Yeah, a whole piece. So it got to be one whole piece. Go ahead.
That thou mayest use them for the calling of the assembly.
That's number one. That's the number one thing he told him. It's going to be used for what?
The calling of assembly.
That's a gathering, right? The gathering of the people. Get them together. How they going to know to get together? They're going to sound the trumpet. Right? Come on.
And for the journeying of the camp.
And, because remember they was in the wilderness at this point. They had to follow the Lord. When it's time for us to move from this spot to the next one, look, sound that trumpet so we can know the journey. So there's 2 uses of the trumpet so far. Go ahead.
3.
Yes.
And when they shall blow with them, all the assembly shall assemble themselves to thee.
And everybody's going to know this because it's going to be a statue of way of life. So you know when you hear the sound of that trumpet or the sound of the alarm, it said all the assembly shall know to get themselves together. You know it's time to gather. Go ahead.
At the door of the tabernacle of the congregation.
And that's where you're going to meet. Not where you want to. Not in your tents. You're going to meet at the door of the tabernacle of the congregation. Come on.
And if they blow,
yes,
but with one trumpet, then the princes which are heads of thousands of Israel shall gather themselves unto thee.
Right, so if the trumpet just blown with one trumpet, all of the heads of the tribes, they come together, right? Go ahead.
When you blow an alarm, then the camps that lie on the east part shall go forward.
And blowing an alarm, that's making the trumpet sound longer. So when you do that, now this is what we got to be in order. Let all things be done decently and in order. So number one, once you start to blow, the ones on the east side, you go up first. Right? Go ahead.
6.
Yes.
When you blow an alarm the second time, then the camps that lie on the south shall take their journey.
Okay, so when you sound the alarm again, the ones on the south, they should go forth. Go ahead.
They shall blow an alarm for their journeys. But when the congregation is to be gathered together,
right,
ye shall blow, but ye shall not sound an alarm.
So if you just want to get the congregation together, you just blow the trumpet. You don't sound it for an alarm. When you sound it for an alarm, that means it's time to get together so we can travel. And blowing it for an alarm means making it sound long. Right? Go ahead.
8.
Yes.
And the sons of Aaron, the priest, shall blow with the trumpet.
So everybody just can't do this here. Zebulon just can't come up and just blow trumpet because they feel like it. Go sit down. It's not scripture. That ain't what the Lord told you to do. Dan can't just come up and say, yeah, well, I feel like the Lord chose everybody. Let us blow the trumpet. No, go sit down. The priest tribe, the Levites. He said the sons of Aaron. Right? He said they shall blow the trumpet. Go ahead.
And they shall be to you for an ordinance forever throughout your generations. And
it ain't going to change. The sons of Levi is going to be the ones that blow the trumpet always. So no matter if you like it or not, Naphtali, hey, the Lord said the sons of Aaron, man, go sit down there. And all you got to do is follow suit. Right? Make sure you in line. Go ahead.
9.
Yes.
And if you go to war and you're laying against the enemy that oppress you,
yes,
then ye shall blow in the alarm with the trumpets.
Yes.
And ye shall be remembered before the Lord your God.
That's for war.
And ye shall
Hold on. Let's slow this thing down. We ain't got nowhere to go. Now he said, and if you go to war and you're laying against your enemies, then you shall blow the alarm. Once you blow the alarm, what's going to happen? He said the Lord will remember you. Right? So the Lord is hearkening to the sound of the alarm too, right? What verse here, Kevin?
End of 9.
Okay, come on.
And ye shall be saved from your enemies.
See, once he remembers you, he's going to be what?
Saved from your enemies.
Not that. So what if you forget to blow the alarm? Enemy's going to triumph over. Why? Because you didn't do it according to the word. That's how specific the word is. Come on.
10.
Yes, sir.
Also the day of your gladness, and in your solemn days.
Yes, sir.
And in the beginning of your months.
Hold on, you saw what he told you? Your solemn days, those are your feast days, right? Your day of gladness. He said, And in the beginning of your month. So that's from one new moon to the other. From one month to the next. Right? What you gonna do?
You shall blow with the trumpets.
Yes, sir.
Over your burnt offerings and over the sacrifice of your peace offerings.
Go ahead.
That they may be to you for a memorial before your God.
Yeah, right. It's gonna be to you for a memorial. It's something for you to remember. Go ahead.
I am the Lord your God.
I told you. You know that. Follow me and obey, you be all right. Let's go to Leviticus 23rd chapter now. Got to do this in a time appointed. So the trumpets ain't nothing, you know, we can just go and, you know, get it and use them how we want to. You see, they have very specific uses. Everybody can't just blow the trumpet. Who can blow the trumpets?
Levites.
The priests, right? Levites, yeah. What happens when you blow the trumpet when it's time for war? Lord, remember, save you from your enemies, right? Is that correct? Right? What happens if you just blow the trumpet one time? Assemble the congregation. Right? Verse 1. Leviticus 23, verse 1. Hearken to the scripture.
And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, concerning the feast of the Lord.
Concerning the feast of the Jews?
Of the Lord.
Of the Israelites?
Of the Lord.
Right? The Lord tell you, they ain't even know about the Lord's feast. Just like today, people don't know about the Lord's feast. The only way they know is the Lord have to tell them. What he going to use to tell them? He's going to use a man. What that man going to do? He's going to be blowing the trumpet. Sounding the alarm. People just don't know. Go ahead.
Which ye shall proclaim to be holy convocations.
Yeah, they ain't going to proclaim them to be holy gatherings, right?
Even these are my feasts.
These are the Lord's feasts. December 25th. That ain't a holy gathering. You will not find that in this 23rd chapter of Leviticus. Ain't got nothing to do with the Lord if it ain't in here. We don't have to blow no trumpet on December 25th, right? Go ahead.
3. 6 days shall work be done.
Yes, sir.
But the 7th day is the Sabbath of rest.
What about it?
And holy convocation.
That means we got to blow a trumpet to gather the people and get ready for the Sabbath. Get them together. Holy convocation, go ahead.
You shall do no work therein.
Shall do no work.
It is the Sabbath of the Lord in all your dwellings.
He can't make it no clearer who day it is, can he? Sabbath of the Lord, everywhere you live. Go ahead. That means even over in captivity. Because some of us, we ain't never seen the land, we ain't never lived in the land, but we done lived on earth. And these statutes, we're going to find out, these statutes and judgments, you have to keep these and practice these wherever you are before you even get to the land. Therefore, once you get to the land, you will know how to behave accordingly, so you won't get, so the land won't cast you out. So, simple fact, we didn't learn these in the land where we were before we went into Jerusalem. We went into Jerusalem without knowing them, and what happened? Scattered across the world, kicked out of Jerusalem, scattered across the world. Reason why this is significant right now for us, we ain't never seen Jerusalem. Yet still, we got to practice these laws, statutes, and commandments. Else you would never get to Jerusalem. You'll never get there. I ain't going to jump the gun, but go ahead.
4.
Yes.
These are the feasts of the Lord.
These are the Lord's feasts.
Even holy convocations.
Holy convocations. This is why you would never hear me say, feast of your pleasure. Those words would never come out of my mouth. Because he said, these are the Lord's feasts, holy convocations. I know we can do some unholy stuff. Especially if we say it's our pleasure. Huh? I'd never say that. When he was talking about what you desire in your pleasure, he was talking in regards to food. Right? How is it going to be a Sabbath and a holy convocation when you go out and do what you want to do? You go out and you just start buying Jordans and cars and clothes and stuff on the Lord's feast. Is that keeping it holy? No, it's not. So it's just a regular old day. If you treat it like that, that's how it becomes. So it's limitations. And we're going to find out what limitation the Lord put on his day. Okay, what verse?
End of 4.
Drop down to 23. I'm going to speed it up, but we got to get understanding before we can run through this stuff, right? I'd rather understand and go slowly, speed through it, and just have a million questions after. Verse 23. According to the scripture.
And the Lord spake unto Moses,
one more time,
saying, Speak unto the children of Israel.
What you want me to tell Israel, Lord?
Saying,
yes,
in the 7th month,
7th month,
in the first day of the month,
first day of the month,
shall ye have a Sabbath.
So it's going to be a Sabbath. Just go out and do what you want to do. Right? No, wrong. So it's a Sabbath. When is it? The 7th month, first day of the month. What should we see? A new moon. Right? Go ahead.
A memorial blowing of trumpets.
A memorial of the blowing of the trumpet. You got to remember this. It's a statue in Israel. It's a way of life. And what is it? It's a blowing of the trumpets. So it's all consistent. The blow of the trumpets in the new moon, right? The new moon, the first day of the month. Correct? It's the 7th month because it's the first day of that month. Right? You can't change it. Can't move it. Right? Go ahead.
In holy convocation.
Holy convocation. That's why we're blowing the trumpet. Gather the people. Right? Come on.
Ye shall do no servile work therein.
Now you go and started putting a stipulation on what you can do, what you can't do. We're going to go with what the book says. We ain't going to add to, take away. He said, no, what kind of work?
Servile.
No servile work. That means working for money, getting paid. All right, go ahead.
But ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord.
That's what you got to do. Offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord. Right? We ain't doing that because Jesus helped us with that portion of it. But yet and still, we doing no servile work. Right? Speaking of it, Numbers 29 and 1. That's all he said about it right here. Numbers 29 and 1. Numbers 29 verse 1. I feel like I'm trying. I'm cutting it up now. We just got this new toy. I just want to cut it up a little bit louder. Verse 1, hearken to the scripture.
And in the 7th month, on the first day of the month.
Okay, let me ask y'all a question. What day is that? What's that called? What's that day called? I can't hear you. Is you scared? What is it? Amen. Thank you. The memorial of the blowing of the trumpet. It ain't gonna change. It's always gonna be the 7th month, the first day of the month. Right? Go ahead.
Ye shall have an holy convocation.
Follow that. Okay. What you gotta do?
Have a holy convocation.
Can we work?
Ye shall do no servile work.
Can't do no work for money. This is what's required on this day. Come on.
It is the day of blowing the trumpets unto you.
What is it?
The day of blowing the trumpets unto you.
The day of blowing of the trumpets unto you. Well, give me another verse. Go ahead.
And ye shall offer a burnt offering for a sweet savor unto the Lord.
Yeah.
1 young bullock, 1 ram, and 7 lambs of the first year without blemish.
Right. So, I mean, Jesus did that. He was, the Bible told, he was that sweet smelling savor unto the Lord. That ultimate sacrifice, right? What verse?
That was 3.
Okay, that's good. Drop down to 6. Go ahead.
Besides the burnt offering of the month.
Right. So it's an extra one. Because he said, besides the one you offer already, come on.
And his meat offering.
And the meat offering. So it's beside all of these offerings. Come on.
And the daily burnt offering.
Yep, so it's beside the daily burnt offering. Right? Because that's what they did. Offered up for sin morning and evening. Go ahead.
And his meat offering.
Yes.
And their drink offerings. According to their manner for a sweet savor.
Yes.
A sacrifice made by fire unto the Lord.
So who is the sacrifice made to? To the Lord. Right? That's what you're supposed to be doing. Offering your body a holy sacrifice. A living sacrifice. You're supposed to be holy unto the Lord. A living sacrifice. You're supposed to be living. Come on, what verse is that? That's good. Let's go to Isaiah 58 and 1. Let's get another meaning of the trumpet. Something else that could be a trumpet. Isaiah 58 and 1. Because we know he told him, the Lord told Moses to make trumpets out of what? Silver, yeah. Can he put 2 pieces together and make a trumpet? One whole piece, right? So most of the time we don't have that whole piece sealed with trumpet no more. But this one we do have, right? Verse 1, go ahead.
Cry aloud, spare not.
What?
Cry aloud, spare not.
What am I doing?
Lift up thy voice like a trumpet.
Lift up your voice like a trumpet, right? To do what?
And show my people their transgression.
Got to. That's how you're going to get them away from sin. Because remember, you got to be a holy sacrifice, a living sacrifice. You need to be a sweet savor unto the Lord. How you going to do that if you're unholy? How you going to do that if nobody ever told you? You're going to die in your sin if the priest don't blow the trumpet. That's the point. That's why he told you. Only the priest can blow the trumpet. Because that's their job. They're supposed to tell people the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Lord. The law ain't even supposed to depart from the priest's mouth. How else you going to tell the people they in transgression? You're going to start telling them it's okay to break the Sabbath. It's okay to dishonor your mother and father. The Lord know your heart. Yeah, he do. That's the problem. Right? So he said, lift up thy voice like a trumpet. For what reason? To show my people their transgressions.
And the house of Jacob their sins.
Right. And it's a statue in Jacob forever. It gotta be like this. So let's get a look at what they look like. Pick me up at 1 Corinthians 14, verse 1. Because Paul made a statement. You want to see what he was getting at. 1 Corinthians 14. Verse 1.
14?
Yes, 1 Corinthians 14, verse 1. Harden to the scripture.
Follow after charity and desire spiritual gifts.
Charity is love, right? Desire spiritual gifts. Come on.
But rather that ye may prophesy.
But you need to desire that you may prophesy more than anything. Go ahead.
For he that speaketh in the unknown tongue, speaketh not unto men, but unto God.
So the one that's speaking in an unknown tongue or talking, well, lift up your voice, right? The ones that's speaking into an unknown tongue, he ain't talking to me, he talking to God. Go ahead.
For no man understandeth him.
Right, and the tongue just mean languages. Right? I don't understand. If he can't speak in Greek and I'm speaking Hebrew, and he started talking, speaking to God, I don't know what he's saying. It's unknown to me. All right, go ahead.
Howbeit in the spirit he speaking mysteries.
Right, but if we both need to hear the word of God, it got to be a way that we can do that, right? That we can come on common ground. We would need an interpreter that speak both of our languages. That's what happened in Acts. The Lord was the interpreter. He used the language. But go ahead.
3. But he that prophesied speaketh unto men to edification and exhortation.
And that's why he told you to desire to prophesy, rather, because you exhorting men. You lifting up the church. You helping the church out, right? Or the congregation. Are you helping the congregation? Go ahead.
And comfort.
Yes.
He that speaketh in the unknown tongue edified himself.
That's right. You edify. You the only one know what you're saying. You ain't know. You can't stand up here and you speak Greek. Everybody else speak Hebrew. We'll never know what you said. We just be looking at you. All right, go ahead.
But he that prophesied edified the church.
Right, the one that prophesied, he edified the church. Go ahead.
5.
Yes.
I would that ye all spake with tongues, but rather that ye prophesied. For greater is he that prophesied than he that speaketh with tongues.
Wow.
Except he interpret.
Got to have an interpreter. Go ahead.
That the church may receive edifying.
And that's the reason for the spiritual gift. That's why I said prophecy. That's a gift too. Desire that you do that. For what reason? That the church, or let me say this, the body of Christ, right, be edified. Because what he tell you, everybody's going to get salvation. Got to be taught of God. Drop down to verse 7. Come on.
And even things without life giving sound.
But so even things that don't live, they give sound. And they sound is very distinct. Go ahead.
Whether pipe or harp,
yes.
Except they give a distinction in the sounds,
right?
How shall it be known which is pipe and harp?
Right, how you gonna know? Except the sound of the pipe and the harp be different and distinct one from another. How you gonna know what's pipe or harp? Go ahead, that's what he asked me.
For if the trumpet giving uncertain sound,
right? People don't know that it's a trumpet, right? It's giving us uncertain sound. What?
How shall prepare him? Who shall prepare himself to the battle?
And you know that was one of the ways, right? Once you hear that. Once it's time for war, what are you supposed to do? Sound the trumpet. That the Lord may remember you and help you before your enemies, right? But he's saying, if the trumpet giving uncertain sound, who's gonna prepare the battle? Nobody. If the harp and the trumpet sound the same, they might think it's just the harp. Nobody gonna prepare the battle. If you don't do that, your enemies come in, they overtake you without a fight. You pray. You will pray at that point. Come on.
9.
Yes.
So likewise, ye, except ye utter by the tongue words easy to be understood,
yes,
how shall it be known what is spoken? For ye shall speak into the air.
That's right. Go ahead.
There are, it may be, so many kinds of voices in the world.
Right, so many different languages in the world, right? Go ahead.
And none of them is without significance.
Every last one of them have significance. Just like the trumpet and the harp, every last one of them is distinct one from another one, but every last one of them has significance. Come on.
Therefore, if I know not the meaning of the voice, I shall be unto him that speaketh a barbarian.
Right.
And he that speaketh shall be a barbarian unto me.
We don't know what each other is saying. Nobody is getting edified. But the Lord told the preacher to lift up your voice like a trumpet. Right? Pick me up at verse 18. This is why he said what he said. Go ahead.
I thank my God.
For what?
I speak with tongues more than ye all.
Yeah, he speaks a lot of different languages. More than everybody. Right, go ahead.
Yet in the church I had rather speak 5 words with my understanding, that by my voice I might teach others also, than 10,000 words in an unknown tongue.
That's how significant it is. That trumpet has a very distinct sound. When you lift up that trumpet or lift up your voice like trumpet, man, so I'd rather speak 5 words. Do not sing. Something like that. In the language that we all can understand, and 10,000 words in an unknown language. Why? Because he has to let the people know what God said. He has to show his people their transgressions so that they can be saved. Because he has to lift up his voice like a trumpet. If he lifting up his voice like a trumpet and nobody know what a trumpet sounds like, it's going to be pointed. Nobody's going to be edified, only himself. But the point is to edify the congregation. Right? Go ahead.
20.
Yep.
Brethren, be not children in understanding.
But we what?
Howbeit in malice be ye children.
That's what we need to be children in malice. But we opposite. We like to be mean with each other and be children and understand. That's not what he told you to do. That means you need to have some mercy. Go ahead.
But in understanding be men.
That's right. Understand you need to be mean. Go ahead.
And the law it is written.
What is?
With men of other tongues and other lips will I speak unto this people.
That's right.
And yet for all that will they not hear me.
Say, who said that?
Said the Lord.
Man. So he's sounding the trumpet. He's using all his preachers to sound the trumpet in all kind of languages. But he said, for all this, they still ain't hearing me. Get that next verse.
Wherefore tongues are for a sign, not to them that believe,
to whom?
but to them that believe not.
Right, tongues is for the unbelievers. Right, go ahead.
But prophesying serving not for them that believe not,
But who?
but for them which believe.
Prophesying is for the ones that believe. Prophesying is for the ones that believe. Go ahead.
23.
Oh, that's good. That's enough of that. Ezekiel 33:1. Ezekiel 33:1. Because Paul was what? Preaching to the Gentiles, right? So he had to sound an alarm to them. Because they didn't know God. He had to make the Lord known unto them. Hearken to the scripture.
Verse 1.
Yes.
Again the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man,
yes,
speak to the children of thy people,
okay,
and say unto them,
yes,
when I bring the sword up upon the land, if the people of the land take a man of their coast and set him for their watchman.
Right, so he let you know, right, just what I want you to tell him. When the people set up people of the land set up a watchman to watch over them, go ahead.
If when he seeth the sword come upon the land, he blow the trumpet,
yes,
and warn the people.
That's what another reason. What's what the trumpet is for? To warn the people. We warning you right now. You need to turn from that sin. Stop committing sin. So when the watchman sin and he sound the alarm, he blow the trumpet and warn the people.
Then whosoever heareth the sound of the trumpet and take it not warning, if the sword come and take him away, his blood shall be upon his own head.
That you hear. If the man warn you, he blow the trumpet, he warn you, and you don't take heed, You just died in your sin, your own blood. It's required at your own hand. Go ahead.
5.
Yes.
He heard the sound of the trumpet
Yep.
and took not warning.
You heard the trumpet, but you didn't take warning. You didn't do nothing. Therefore, it's on you. Go ahead.
His blood shall be upon him.
That's right.
But he that taketh warning shall deliver his soul.
That's right. Be wise. The wise servant gonna hear the warning, and he gonna deliver his soul. But that slothful servant, he gonna say it's a lion in the street. You gonna know, you gonna be warned that it's a lion in the street, like the Proverbs say. But you just gonna give up. You gonna let yourself be overtaken. But the wise man gonna take warning. He gonna hide himself. That's what the Bible tells you, right? Come on.
6.
Yes.
But if the watchman see the sword come and blow not the trumpet,
What happened?
and the people be not warned,
Yes.
if the sword come and take any person from among
What's
them,
gonna happen?
he is taken away in his iniquity.
So yeah, that person still gonna die in his iniquity. The watchman saw the trumpet, saw the sword come, and he didn't warn the people. Now the people are gonna still die in their sin. But look,
But his blood will I require at the watchman's hand.
that's why the watchman said, you gonna get it even worse. All Sunday preachers need to circle this passage. They hear. Some of them see the sword coming. They know. But they ain't gonna warn the people. They gonna warn you. If you don't pay tithes, you need to be killed. That's their warning. Right, go ahead.
7. So thou, O son of man,
Yes.
I have set thee a watchman into the house of Israel. Therefore thou shalt hear the word at my mouth, and warn them for me.
That's right. That's what you're supposed to do. Hear the word in his mouth, and you're supposed to warn the people what the Lord is telling them. That's the main purpose of the trumpet, where we at. That's why we have to learn these laws and statutes and commandments in the land where we dwell before we can even go into the land. That's what the Lord did. Deuteronomy 29 told, he said, I'm teaching you these laws and statutes and commandments in the land of Moab. That's where they were dwelling at that time. In the land of Moab. That way when you go into the land, you will know that you're supposed to practice these in the land. This is your way of life. And you got people still come around telling you that you don't have to keep the Lord's feast days in a strange land, in the land of your captivity. That's where they first got it. First feast day was when they was coming out of Egypt. Right? You got to keep it. You got to practice. If you don't practice these laws, statutes, and commandments, you'll be practicing sin. It's either or. Right? What verse is that?
We're at 8.
We're at 8? Go ahead.
When I say unto the wicked, O wicked man, thou shalt surely die, if thou dost not speak to warn the wicked from his way.
Yes.
That wicked man shall die in his iniquity, but his blood will I require at thine hand.
Right, you don't want that. Come on.
Nevertheless,
What?
if thou warn the wicked of his way to turn from it, if he do not turn from his ways,
What happened?
he shall die in his iniquity. But thou hast delivered thy soul.
That's why that watchman better blow that trumpet. You gonna need to deliver your own soul. So you got a bigger responsibility. And a lot of times you will tell the people they won't even like it. They might not agree. They'll say you far-fetched, you pushing it, you strict, right? But he just getting the word from the Lord. But the Lord told you one of them parables. You knew I was a strict man. You knew that. And you still didn't take heed. So that man gonna die in his sin. What verse?
10.
Okay, get 10 and we'll escape.
Therefore, O thou son of man, speak unto the house of Israel. Thus ye speak, saying, if our transgression and our sin be upon us, and we pine away in them, how should we then live?
That's a question for you. All right, pick me up at, let's get out. Let's go into Joel 2 because he was talking about prophecy and blowing the trumpet, right? Joel 2. Joel 2 verse 1. Harken to the scripture.
Blow ye the trumpet in Zion.
That's where we want to be blown at. That's where the Lord is going to set up his habitation. He said, blow the trumpet in Zion, right? That's Jerusalem. Do what?
and sound an alarm in my holy mountain. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble.
For what?
For the day of the Lord coming, for it is nigh at hand.
That's why we're going along. The day of the Lord is coming. He said it's nigh at hand. That's a prophet. It's coming. It ain't came to pass yet, but it's coming. He said, blow the trumpet in Zion, sound the alarm, let all the people, let all the inhabitants of the land tremble. For the day of the Lord is, let's see why they tremble. Keep rolling.
2.
Yes.
A day of darkness.
Yeah, that's what kind of day it is. This ain't Sunday. The day of the Lord is not Sunday. This is a day that ain't even came to pass yet. It's the day that he's going to return and invade this earth and take it down with war. And look what he's saying about it. It's a day, it ain't even a day to be desired. This is a day of darkness. Like what?
And of gloominess.
And of gloominess.
A day of clouds and of thick darkness.
Yes.
As the morning spread upon the mountains. A great people and a strong.
Right.
There had not been ever the light, neither shall be any more after it. Even to the years of many generations.
That's right. Those days of many generations. When he come back, take over, men going to be living a long time again. 800-900 years like it was at first. That's many generations, right? 800-900 years. You see a whole lot of generations. 800-900 years. That's many generations. That's the time when the Lord is going to return. Pick me up. I don't want all this right now. Let me get Zechariah 14 chapter. Zechariah 14. You'll pick me up at verse 1. Let me stand up for you. Zechariah 14 and 1. We talking about the day of the Lord. We got to announce the return of the Lord. That's why many people saying they going to heaven. The preachers ain't sounding no alarm. Let them know this is the day of the Lord. He returning. They trying to go up. Zechariah 14. Pick me up at verse 1. Hold on, let me get there. All right, go ahead.
Behold,
what?
The day of the Lord cometh.
See, has it came here? Son, how many Sundays that came to pass? A lot, right? This ain't Sunday. Right? He said the day of the Lord coming. And it's the day. See, I don't know about y'all Bible, but the is capitalized in my Bible. Let you know this is a day. Right? Come on.
And thy spoil shall be divided in the midst of thee.
Yeah, that's what happened in battle. So your spoil shall be divided in the midst of you. Go ahead.
For I will gather all nations against Jerusalem to battle.
That's right.
And the city shall be taken.
So you know, remember he told them to sound the alarm. It's a sign of war, right? It's a sign of battle. That's what's happening in this day. The day the Lord come back, you got to sound the alarm. And what he doing? He gathering all nations against Jerusalem for what? To battle. That's war, right? Go ahead.
And the city shall be taken. And the house is rifled.
And this means exactly that. It's going to happen in Jerusalem. Right? Go ahead.
And the women ravished.
So if you in Jerusalem at the wrong time, hey, you just got hit by the word. It said the house is rifled, the women ravished. What else did it say?
And half of the city shall go forth into captivity.
And half the city going to go forth into captivity. This is that day of the Lord. You shouldn't look forward to this. This is that day of darkness and not light. Go ahead.
And the residue of the people shall not be cut off from the city.
So the rest of the remainder or the remnant of the people shall not be cut off from the city. Go ahead.
Then shall the Lord go forth
and do what?
And fight against those nations.
How? Because he sounded the alarm. He knows it's wartime. And then he gonna go forth and he gonna fight against those. Because remember, we just read Joel. He said, "Blow the trumpet in Zion." Zion is Jerusalem. That's where this taking place at right now. And he gathering all them nations. Right, and now he said, you know, they're going to do some destruction in Jerusalem. Houses are going to be rifled, women going to be ravished. And then, you know, the Lord shall go forth. Remember what he told you, Numbers? Once you sound that alarm, then the Lord will remember you. And he'll go forth and fight your battle. And he would say, and they said in the land back then too. You missed it. They said back then about in the land too. Right? Go ahead.
As when he fought in the day of battle.
That's right. Come on.
And his feet shall stand in the day upon the Mount of Olives.
They forgot to. That's near Jerusalem, right? The Mount of Olives. Why do we have to stand on the Mount of Olives? That's where he left from. The Bible tells you he's gonna come back just like he left. Right, go ahead.
Which is before Jerusalem on the east.
On the east side. Remember they told me you blow the trumpet, the ones on the east go first? Right? When you come back, the trumpet being blown, you know it's wartime, who go first? The people on the east. Everything is airtight. This ain't no, it's exact. Right, go ahead.
And the Mount of Olives shall cleave in the midst thereof toward the east and toward the west.
Yes.
And there shall be a very great valley. And half of the mountain shall remove toward the north.
Right on.
And half of it toward the south.
Go ahead.
And ye shall flee to the valley of the mountains.
Yes.
For the valley of the mountains shall reach unto Azal.
Yes.
Yeah. Ye shall flee like as you fled from before the earthquake in the days of Uzziah, king of Judah. And the Lord my God shall come.
And who else?
And all the saints with thee.
Right, we got to see where he got them saints from. But remember, this is the day of the Lord. When he come back, the saints is coming with him. And it's going to be war. Right, he done gathered all nations. Right, in this one place. I wanted you to come. Right? Go ahead.
6.
Yes.
And it shall come to pass in that day.
Yeah, so it's that same day. Has it came? In that day, what's going to happen?
That the light shall not be clear,
yes,
nor dark.
Right.
But it shall be one day which shall be known to the Lord, not day nor night.
It shall be one day, ain't that what it said?
Yes, sir.
It shall be known to the Lord, not day, not night. Come on.
But it shall come to pass.
What's going to happen?
That at evening time it shall be light.
Go ahead.
It shall be in that day that living water shall go out from Jerusalem.
Yeah, that's when he's going to set up the kingdom. In Jerusalem, he said living waters. In Revelation 22 told you about the waters proceeding from the throne. In Jerusalem, New Jerusalem coming down. Come on.
Half of them toward the former sea.
Yes.
And half of them toward the hinder sea.
Yeah.
In summer
and
in winter.
What
shall it be?
Go ahead.
And the Lord shall be king over all the earth.
That's the day of the Lord. When he come back, tear this thing down, make war, gather his people that he scattered, and he going to be king over all the earth. Remember, he told you, Isaiah 66, what we read, all nations going to come up to Jerusalem and worship. If you don't, and you're going to see the carcasses of the men that transgress against you. Right? Come on.
In that day shall there be
yes.
Shall there be one Lord, and his name one.
That's right, one Lord. King of kings, Lord of lords. So he said the saints come. Let's see where he got them saints from. They'll pick me up at 1 Thessalonians, the 4th chapter. 1 Thessalonians, the 4th chapter. We'll start at verse 13. First Thessalonians 4, verse 13. Hearken to the scripture.
But I will not have you be ignorant,
about
brethren, concerning them which are asleep.
Right, so he said, I'm not going to have you be ignorant about the ones that's dead. That's what sleep is. Go ahead.
That ye sorrow not.
Yeah, because I don't want you to be in a sorrowful mind state. Go ahead.
Even as others.
Which what?
Have no hope.
That's right.
For if we believe that Jesus died and rose again, even so them also which sleep in Jesus will God bring with him.
Right? We going to do what?
God bring with him.
So we saw he came with his saints, right? They, where did they come down to? Mount Olives. On Jerusalem, on the east side. Right? What else?
15.
Yes.
For this we say unto you by the word of the Lord.
See, and he said, I'm not saying this by my own account. I'm saying this by the word of the Lord. I mean, it had been written. He read where it was written at. Zechariah 14 chapter. He coming with his saints. Come on.
That we, which are alive and remain until the coming of the Lord, shall not prevent them which are asleep.
So, even us that's alive when he comes, we're not going to go before the ones that sleep. But we all going to be in that same place. Because how do we know that? That's the one that's going to get out. We got to get out. Remember, he told you when you blow the trumpet to get the congregation, and it's time to move, he said you get the ones on the east first. Then you get the ones on, go again and get the ones on the south. What's more south than the grave? Nothing. They got to come up too. Right? Because we gather in the congregation. Go ahead.
16.
Yes.
For the Lord himself shall descend from heaven with a shout.
Oh, the Lord going to come down from heaven, right? With a shout. With what? And what else?
With the voice of the archangel. And with the trump of God.
The trump of God. That's the trump. He'll announce his coming with that trump. Because that's what kings do. They announce their coming. They sound the alarm, let you know the king is getting ready to appear on the scene. Go ahead.
And the dead in Christ shall rise first.
So what's going to happen when he blow that trumpet?
The dead in Christ shall rise first. Then we which are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them in the clouds.
That's the rapture.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they say, right? That's the rapture. That ain't no rapture. We went first and saw where he was coming down to.
Mm-hmm.
Right? We saw that he blew the trumpet before he started to come. To announce his coming. And then we saw he was coming with his saints, right? Mm-hmm. He's gonna land on that east side of Mount Olive, of Jerusalem and Mount Olive. That's where we meet him at. Go ahead.
To meet the Lord in the air.
Yes.
And shall we ever be with the Lord?
Yeah, we're gonna be wherever he be at, that's where we're gonna be. That's what he told me in John 14. He said, I'm going to prepare a place, but where I'm going, you can't come. Mm-hmm. But I will come back. And then when he come back, we're gonna be with the Lord. That's what he's saying. So wherever he is, and we saw where he gonna be. That's why the Bible tell you how he left us the same place he got to come back to. Therefore, he won't make no mistake about it. Go ahead.
Wherefore comfort one another with these words.
Comfort one another with these words. Let them know this is a sure thing. It can't be broken. Right? Pick me up at 1 Corinthians 15 chapter. Because he said, we're going to meet the Lord and we're going to be caught up. He says, Christ is going to come with the sound of a shout, the voice of the archangel, and with the trump of God. Let's see what he's talking about. Let's make it make sense. Said a lot of stuff right there. So that's how he said it to the Thessalonians. He basically saying the same thing to the Corinthians, right? Pick me up at verse 51. Because he said, I don't want you to be ignorant concerning them that sleep in God, right? Mm-hmm. Go ahead, verse 51, hearken to the scripture.
Behold, I show you a mystery.
You do?
We shall not all asleep.
We shall not all die. But
we shall all be changed.
We got to be changed. Flesh and blood can't live forever. Got to be changed. Every last person. Go ahead.
In a moment.
This is how quick it's going to happen.
In the twinkling of an eye.
That fast.
At the last trump.
The last trump. That's when it's going to happen. That's that trump we read about is going to announce his descent. The one he said blow in Zion. That's the last trump. So later on we're going to see how many trumps are going to be blown. But he said this is going to happen at the last one. Right? Go ahead.
For the trumpet shall sound.
And what's going to happen once that last trumpet sound?
And the dead shall be raised incorruptible.
Yes.
And we shall be changed.
That's what he was telling us a while ago in Thessalonians. But he let you know, and you know what he telling you? At the appointed time. Mm-hmm. Sound the trumpet in the new moon. Mm-hmm. At the appointed time, it's going to happen. Not before, not any day. Right? Christ can't come no any day. Lies people tell you. But he's saying, these words are sure. You comfort each other with these words. I don't want you to be fooled. I don't want you to be ignorant concerning the coming of the Lord. We sounding the trumpet, announcing it for him. We let you know when it's going to happen. So I don't want you to be ignorant, right? And what's going to happen?
53.
Yes, sir.
For this corruptible must put on incorruption.
Got to. Go ahead.
And this mortal must put on immortality.
And that's where those are the saints. Gonna meet him, come down, be with him. Maybe wherever he is, we'll be with him. Go ahead.
So when this corruptible shall have put on incorruption,
what's going to happen?
And this mortal shall have put on immortality,
yes,
then shall be brought to pass the saying that is written.
What is?
Death is swallowed up in victory.
Amen.
O death, where is thy sting?
Amen.
O grave, where is thy victory?
Yes.
The sting of death is sin.
Ain't no victory in the grave. The people of God now came out. Go ahead.
And the strength of sin is the law.
Mm-hmm.
But
that ain't the law point out sin. The law ain't sin by no means, right? But that's what they take and they twist. But you know that you've been sinning by the law. The law pointed out and let you know you've committed sin. But the law is the one that said, thou shalt not commit adultery. Remember the Sabbath day. The law say that. Mm-hmm. Right, go ahead.
57.
Yes, sir.
But thanks be to God, which giveth us the victory through our Lord Jesus Christ.
That's the only way you're going to get the victory. Go ahead.
Therefore, my beloved brethren,
go ahead.
Be ye steadfast,
yes,
unmovable,
yes,
always abounding in the work of the Lord.
Yes.
For as much as ye know that your labor is not in vain in the Lord.
You should know that. If you believe in the Lord, you should know your work ain't in vain. John 14 chapter. Pick me up at verse 1. John 14 and 1. John 14:1. Hearken to the scripture.
Let not your heart be troubled.
Yes.
You believe in God,
You do what?
believe also in me.
Well, that's how you're going to get the victory through Jesus Christ. But he here with them and he's letting them know, telling his disciples, the ones that believe on him, say, don't be troubled, right? You believe in God, believe in me also. Go ahead. 2. Yes, sir.
In my Father's house are many mansions.
Yes.
If it were not so, I would have told you.
Hey, if it wasn't many mansions in my Father's house, I wouldn't even told you about it. Go ahead.
I go to prepare a place for you.
But he here on earth while he's saying this, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he's saying, I'm going to go. And I'm going to prepare a place for you. Come on.
And if I go and prepare a place for you,
what you going to do?
I will come again.
I will come again. When he come again, we're going to meet him. Come down on the Mount of Olives. But he said he's going to come and all his saints with him. Go ahead.
And receive you unto myself.
Yes.
That where I am,
yes,
there you may be also.
And he's saying that, and he's telling you that, you know, he done came down at that point. He's not in heaven. Because he said, I will come again. And then after he said, I will come again, then he told you, then I will receive you. Mm-hmm. So once I came down from heaven, right, then I will receive you. Come on. 4.
And whither I go, ye know.
Oh, no, that's good. You already read where I am, you will be also, right? Mm-hmm. And where is he going to be? In Jerusalem. And so he told us that. Let's see where he told us that. Pick me up at Deuteronomy 16:16. We're going to read that one verse and then we're going to go straight over to 2 Chronicles 6. So you can get ahead of the curve right there. Deuteronomy 16:16. And then we're going to go to 2 Chronicles 6. Go ahead. Excuse me. Go ahead.
3 times in a year shall all thy males appear before the Lord thy God in the place which he shall choose.
So the Lord, there is a place where the Lord going to choose. Right? We're going to find out where that place is. He said 3 times a year all males must appear. Come on.
In the feast of unleavened bread.
Mm-hmm.
And in the feast of weeks.
Yes.
And in the feast of tabernacles.
Yes. And you know what's significant about that? Each one of them, we got to sound the alarm. You got to blow the trumpet, right? What verse?
End of 16.
Go ahead and finish.
And they shall not appear before the Lord empty.
Can't. Don't appear before him empty. Remember, you had to offer a sacrifice for a sweet smelling savor. You're going to be the sacrifice at this time. Pick me up at 2 Chronicles 6, but we need to find a place where he have chosen. You can't just do it anywhere. Remember, he told him when he blew the trumpet, he said, when I gather, I need you to come to the door of the tabernacle of the congregation. That's where he was at that time. Right? If it go over here, we just grasp what we can and keep rolling. Right? We're going to simplify it. Did I say what verse? You'll pick me up at verse 5. 2 Chronicles 6 and 5. Harken to the scripture.
Since the day that I brought forth my people out of the land of Egypt,
what happened?
I chose no city among all the tribes of Israel to build an house in.
He was with them. The tabernacle of the congregation was in the midst of them. That's why he told them, when we blow the trumpet, I want you to come to the door of the tabernacle of the congregation. Go ahead.
That my name might be there.
Right. So he said, I didn't choose no place. Since the day I came out of Egypt, out of all the tribes of Israel, that my name might be there. Go ahead.
Neither chose I any man to be a ruler over my people Israel.
Right. I'm there with them. I don't need no man to do. I didn't choose no man. Right. But go ahead.
But I have chosen Jerusalem.
And at this time, what did he tell you? But now, where did he choose?
Jerusalem.
That's Zion, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's where he's going to place his name. Go ahead.
That my name might be there.
And then what he going to do?
And have chosen David to be over my people Israel.
That's what's going to happen. Go ahead, next verse.
7. Now it was in the heart of David, my father, to build it an house for the name of the Lord God of Israel.
That's what David's heart desired. But we see the place where he chose to put his name was in Jerusalem. But that's why you have to learn all these laws, statutes, and commandments before you get there. Because if we would have read Deuteronomy 29, he said, you got to learn. I told you these commandments in the land of Moab. He told you these laws, statutes, and commandments in the land of America. Mm-hmm. Therefore, when he come back, that's the place where he's going to choose his name, which is Jerusalem. You should know. Mm-hmm. Therefore, you won't get spewed out. And if you get cast out that time, this cast out is that what he told in Isaiah 66, you'll be able to see the men that transgress against you. That's the cast out. Cast into the lake of fire, it's cast away. You need to do these now. Prepare yourself. Right, what verse?
That was the end of 7.
Okay, pick me up at Isaiah 2. We just gonna slam dunk it. Isaiah 2 verse 1. Isaiah 2 verse 1. I want you to pay attention when this shit come to pass. Harken to the scripture.
The word that Isaiah the son of Amos saw concerning Judah and Jerusalem.
This is the word that Isaiah saw concerning Judah and Jerusalem.
And it shall come to pass in the last days.
The last days, right? That's the time when we're dealing with it, right? That's what we're going to Trump letting us know about. The last days, right? We know what's going. Some of the things we already picked up what's going to happen in the last days. The people in God are going to rise. You're going to meet them in the air. They're going to come down, right? We picked that stuff up already. Therefore, when we hear this kind of stuff, we should know the last days. Okay, I know this is going to happen. I know that's going to happen. I know the Lord is going to be back. I know the last trumpet is going to be blown. I know the people of God are going to make a change. I know it's going to be war, right? I know he's going to take them all down and be king of the whole earth. Right? We know that. I know this is going to be a day that's not desired. Right? We done picked up a lot of that stuff already. We just got to keep, reiterating it as we go on so we can see the whole picture. Right? Go ahead.
That the mountain of the Lord's house shall be established in the top of the mountains.
Right? That's the place where he chose to put his name. He said it's going to be established at the top of the mountain. That's the government. It's going to be above all governments of the world. Go ahead.
And shall be exalted above the hills.
Yes, that's the smaller governments. Come on.
And all nations shall flow unto it.
They got to get the law. The law got to go forth from Jerusalem. All nations got to come to Jerusalem. Why? Because that's the place where he chose to put his name. And guess what? When they come, you ain't coming empty-handed. This the King of Kings. Guess what you got to do? You got to bring a presence. You got to bring a gift. He shows there with Solomon. All nations came up to Solomon to seek his wisdom. There's a prototype of the Lord. And guess what they did? They brought gifts. Nobody came empty-handed. And guess what about the Lord? King of kings, Lord of lords. You will not appear before the Lord empty-handed. Go ahead. 3. Yes.
And many people shall go and say,
what they gonna say?
Come ye, and let us go into the mountain of the Lord.
For what?
To the house of the God of Jacob.
Because he got statues in Jacob, remember? Ways of life. A law from the God of Jacob. Read that in Psalm 81, right? Go ahead.
And he will teach us of his ways.
That's what he's telling you in John. Got to be taught of the Lord. Anybody want to be saved? You got to be taught. So they gonna say, many people gonna come and say, let's go up to Jerusalem. And he said, let's seek the God of Jacob. He will teach us his ways. Go ahead.
And we will walk in his paths.
So once they get taught, guess what he said they're going to do? They're going to walk in his paths. They're going to keep it. Go ahead.
For out of Zion shall go forth the law.
Where?
Out of Zion.
Going to go what?
The law.
This time is beyond us. So you see why there's going to be a lot of killing when he come back, right? People ain't keeping the law. They're not keeping the statutes, the ways of life. All right, come on.
And the word of the Lord from Jerusalem.
And what are you going to do?
And he shall judge among the nations.
Yes.
And shall rebuke many people. And they shall beat their swords into plowshares.
He's going to show them how to war. They ain't going to want no more war when he come back. They're going to have weapons of war. They're going to beat them in the garden too. He said you're going to beat them in. That means you're going to diligently work to get this tank into a hole. Right? You're going to be working. You don't want no more war. And that was the first gardening tool I could think of. Let me ride, right? But go ahead.
And their spears into pruning hooks.
Yes.
Nation shall not lift up sword against nation.
They already read the book. He said it's already told what they're going to beat them into, right? Pruning, like what you did, read the book. That's why we read. But go ahead.
Neither shall they learn war anymore.
You ain't want no more of that. You're going to want peace. This is why he called the Prince of Peace. He bringing it. He going to bring so much war that people going to desire peace. I'm sick of it. I can't fight this, man. This man got arrows that's already ordained for the will. Like, what you gonna do with it? Best thing you can do is what they say, and we will walk in his path. That's the best thing you can do. That's what it is, right? Well, that's good on that. That's good on that verse. Let's go. Let's back up a little bit, because that's the day of the Lord. That's in the future. But He showed us how things are gonna be, with things that already happened in the past. So let's back up and get something that happened already. Let's go. Joshua the 6th chapter. Man, I ain't even write this down. That's why I'm looking at it so far. Joshua 6th chapter. Joshua 6, we'll start at verse 1. I got it now. After Joshua 6, we'll go into Judges, the 7th chapter. We need to see how we did it in the past, so we can kind of recognize a little bit how it's going to go down in the future. Joshua 6, verse 1, hearken to the scripture.
Now Jericho was straightly shut up because of the children of Israel.
Nobody can come in, nobody can come out because the Israelites. Go ahead.
None went out and none came in.
Amen.
And the Lord said unto Joshua,
what he said?
See, I have given into thine hand Jericho, and the king thereof, and the mighty men of valor.
That's right. So you don't have to fight for it though, because the Lord gave it to Israel, but the men of that city not going to just let them have it, right? I'm like, oh yeah, your Lord, he'll give it up, you can have it. No, the men don't do that. Right, go ahead. 3.
Yes. And ye shall compass the city, all ye men of war, and go round about the city once.
Right, so the Lord tells about the men of war what they should do. Compass the city. Right, you should go around the city one time. Go ahead.
Thus shalt thou do 6 days.
So 6 days I want you to go around the city one time. Right? How many times is that all together when you get down to that 6 days? That's 6 times, right? 6 times, right? One time a day. Go ahead.
And 7 priests shall bear before the ark 7 trumpets of ram's horn.
Ain't that what he told us to do? The priest, the son of Aaron, they gotta bear the trumpets, right? So he said but he said all the men of war, so it's wartime. So you gotta blow that trumpet, right? So the priest got the trumpet, and what happened?
And the 7th day you shall compass the city 7 times.
All right, so on the 7th day, you're going to go around the city 7 times. How many times is that? All together now. 13. I always say nobody better not say 7. Because we already done went 6. Right? So 6 times in those 6 days. And then we got 7 times in this one day. On the 7th day, you go around the 7. That's 13. Right? And on this day, the priest, they're going to bear the trumpet, and what else?
And the priest shall blow with the trumpet.
Okay, so remember what it said once you blow the trumpet, right? It said the Lord gonna remember? Yeah. Okay, come on.
5.
Yes.
And it shall come to pass that when they make a long blast with the ram's horn, and when you hear the sound of the trumpet.
So now you go back, you don't remember what the long blast means, right? Just go back and see why they making that long blast. Go to Deuteronomy, and then Numbers 10, and it'll tell you, right? Because it's distinguished between the blow and the long blast, right? It said when you make that long blast, what?
All the people shall shout with a great shout, and the wall of the city shall fall down flat, and the people shall ascend up, every man straight before him. And Joshua the son of Nun called the priests and said unto them, Take up the ark of the covenant.
They represent the presence of God, right? Take up the ark of the covenant.
And let 7 priests bear 7 trumpets of ram's horn before the ark of the Lord.
There's 7 priests, right? Stand before the ark of the covenant, and they're going to blow 7 trumpets. Right? But he said when you go and you give a great shout, he said the walls of the city gonna fall. And then he said every man gonna go up. You're gonna take the city then, right? But go ahead.
7.
So it's gonna be war. You're gonna kill all them people. Go ahead.
And he said unto the people, Pass on and compass the city, and let him that is armed pass on before the ark of the Lord.
Let him that is what?
Armed.
Do what?
Pass on before the ark of the Lord.
Right. Go further. Right, come on.
And it came to pass when Joshua had spoken unto the people, that 7 priests bearing the 7 trumps of ram's horn passed on before the Lord, and blew with the trumpets, and the ark of the covenant of the Lord followed them.
Right, so they went before the Lord, and they blew the trumpets, right? And after they blew the Ark of the Covenant, it followed the priest. Right? Go ahead.
9. And the armed men went before the priests that blew with the trumpets.
Right.
And the rearward came after the ark.
Right. So how many priests blew? 7? Right? 7 priests blew the trumpets. Go ahead.
The priests going on and blowing with the trumpets. And Joshua had commanded the people, saying,
What?
Ye shall not shout, nor make any noise with your voice, neither shall any word proceed out of your mouth, until the day I bid ye shout. Then shall ye shout.
Right.
So the ark of the Lord passed the city, going about it once, and they came into the camp and lodged in the camp.
Right. So what he was telling them, he was telling them the game plan before they went into that thing, right? That's what the Lord is doing now. He's telling us the game plan. That way, once it happens, you can recognize it. So he said, I don't want you to say nothing. Don't shout, don't scream, don't murmur too loud, nothing until I give you word. Go ahead. 12. Yes.
And Joshua rose early in the morning, and the priests took up the ark of the Lord.
Right.
And 7 priests bearing 7 trumps of ram's horn before the ark of the Lord went on continually.
How many priests? 7, right? Right, go ahead.
And blew with the trumpets.
Yes.
And the armed men went before them.
Yeah.
But the rearward came after the ark of the Lord. The priests going on and blowing with the trumpets.
Go ahead.
And the second day they compassed the city once.
So you see it coming to pass, right? The second day they went about it. Well, they did that first day. The second day they went about it once. Go ahead.
And returned into the camp. So they did 6 days.
They did that 6 days. Come on.
And it came to pass on the 7th day,
yes,
that they rose early about the dawning of the day, and compassed the city after the same manner 7 times.
Right, so on the 7th day, they went 7 times, right? In the same form. Go ahead.
Only that day they compassed the city 7 times.
Right.
And it came to pass at the 7th time,
what?
when the priest blew with the trumpets.
Yes.
Joshua said unto the people,
what did he say?
Shout,
yes, sir.
For the Lord hath given you the city,
and
the city shall be accursed, even it and all that are therein, to the Lord. Only Rahab, the harlot, shall live, she and all that are with her in the house, because she hid the messengers that we sent.
That's right. One person got deliverance because she hid the message she believed. She hid the messengers of the Lord, which he sent. Come on.
18. And ye, and anywise keep yourself from the accursed thing, lest ye make yourselves accursed, when ye take of the accursed thing and make the camp of Israel accursed, and trouble it.
Right.
But all the silver and gold.
Drop down to verse 20.
So the people shouted with the priest. So the people shouted when the priest blew with the trumpets. And it came to pass when the people heard the sound of the trumpet, and the people shouted with a great shout, that the wall fell down flat.
Right. So he said, I don't want you to take nothing of the accursed thing. The reason why he was telling them that is because he said all the silver and the gold and the vessels of brass and iron, he said they consecrated to the Lord. They his. So you can get that. I'm giving that to you. Right? And then he went down and he said, so the people shouted. What happened?
With a great shout.
Yes.
That the wall fell down flat. So that the people went up into the city.
That's right. They went up and they took it.
Every man straight before him.
Go ahead.
And they took the city.
Go ahead.
And they utterly destroyed all that was in the city.
So it's war, right? They killed them. Go ahead.
Both man and woman, young and old,
right?
And ox and sheep,
yes,
and ass, with the edge of the sword.
Man, none of them got by. You know what's significant about this? When the Lord come back to judge and make war, this city is a representation of the whole world. And guess what they did? He destroyed utterly men, women, sucklings, right? Children, grandmas, right? Nobody getting by. This war came down, this one guy, he hit everything that was a curse. And that's why he's telling us, don't touch that accursed thing. You need to come out of her, my people. Right? This is how it look when the Lord go to war. He the one teach us how to war. Exodus 15:3 said the Lord your God is a man of war. He teaching you how to do this. That's why he told the priests go before. Right? Sound the trumpet and let them know I'm coming. Because he told them right here, I already have given you the city. Yet still they had to go up and still put forth the effort. Right? Let's go to Judges, the 7th chapter. So he did that back then, let you know once he come back, you can have full assurance that this is going to take place based on what he did. Judges 7, picking up at verse 1. Judges 7:1. So remember the key issue, and then he told don't take nothing that's a curse. Same thing what he's telling us right now. Come out of the thing that's a curse. Because the Lord is going to destroy everything that's a curse when he comes. Verse 1. Go ahead, hark to the script.
Then Jerubbaal, who is Gideon, and all the people that were with him rose up early and pitched beside the well of Harod,
Yes.
so that the host of the Midianites were on the north side of them, by the hill of Moriah in the valley.
Right.
And the Lord said unto Gideon, the people that are with thee are too many for me to give the Midianites into their hands.
Well, you got too many souls. I can't give you. You got too many souls. I can't give the Midianites into your hand, but there's too many of y'all. Go ahead.
Lest Israel vaunt themselves against me.
And you know we will. That's what Israel do. I did that, man. You know, we killed them souls. We did this, we did that, we did everything. Oh, you ain't did nothing. God did it for you. He let you do it, right? Go ahead.
Saying,
yes,
mine own hand hath saved me.
Yes.
Now therefore go to proclaim in the ears of the people,
What you want me to
saying, whosoever is fearful and afraid, let him return and depart early from Mount Gilead.
We know there's going to be a whole lot going back. Only reason they are still there because, you know, you get comfort in numbers. But if you're scared, you just go ahead and get out of here right now. We really don't need you. Don't take care of your business. This ain't for you. But, you know, truth be told, everybody can't do everything. Right? That's how it is. Everybody can't do it. I remember I was playing basketball one time, and it was this one dude, he was real good, and I was holding him. And the old school dude came there and was just like, I mean, you did good, but, hey, everybody can't do everything. It was like a pat on the back and a slap on the face like, at the same time. He's like, you was going all right, you know, but you know, everybody can't hold everybody. It's how it is. You know, I said, man, you know what? Yeah, but he know I was there. Right, but anyway, that's how it is. Go ahead.
And there returned of the people 20 and 2,000.
That's a lot of chicken, man. Go ahead.
And there remained 10,000.
So 10,000 was 30,000. Most of them went back. Go ahead.
4.
Yes.
And the Lord said unto Gideon,
What he say?
the people are yet too many.
It's still too many, man. I can't use that many. Go ahead.
Bring them down into the water.
Yes.
And I will try them for thee there. And it shall be that of whom I say unto thee, this shall go with thee, the same shall go with thee.
Right, so he said, I'm going to bring them down to, I'm going to try them for you. I'm going to give them a way to separate, right? And he said, the ones I tell you to go with you, those are the ones that you take, right? Go ahead. And
of whomsoever I say unto thee, this shall not go with thee, the same shall not go.
The ones I tell you that they can't go with you, those are the ones that you don't take. Go ahead.
So he brought down the people into the water. And the Lord said unto Gideon, everyone that lappeth of the water with his tongue, as a dog lappeth, him shalt thou set by himself.
Hey, you know, that's reasonable. So say them, because man, they got sensible beasts. So the ones going down to the water, they bend over and they licking up the water like a dog. He said, you sit them by themselves. Go ahead.
Likewise, everyone that boweth down upon his knees to drink, and the number of them that lapped, put in their hand to their mouth, were 300 men.
Right, and he said the ones that scoop up the water and they drink it with their head, those are 300. What verse are we on?
End of 6.
Come on.
But all the rest of the people bowed down upon their knees to drink water. And the Lord said unto Gideon, by the 300 men that left will I save you.
Right.
And deliver the Midianites into thine hand. And let all the other people go, every man unto his place.
So you let everybody else know about their business. We done narrowed this thing down from 30,000 to 300. So them 27,700, you let them go on. I can't use it. So these little old 300, I'm going to use them. Go ahead.
8.
Yes.
So the people took victuals
that's food.
In their hand.
Yes.
And their trumpets.
Man, they didn't forget them trumpets, did they? They took them trumpets, amen. Go ahead.
And he sent all the rest of Israel, every man unto his tent.
That's right.
And retained those 300 men. And the host of Midian was beneath him in the valley.
That's right.
And it came to pass the same night that the Lord said unto him, arise, get thee down into the host, for I have delivered it into thine hand.
That's right. Okay, so we're going to drop down a little bit. Pick me up at verse 12. Go ahead.
And the Midianites and the Amalekites and all the children of the east lay along in the valley like grasshoppers for multitude.
So many of them. They like grasshoppers for multitude. Can't you count them? Go ahead.
And their camels were without number.
Camels without number.
as the sand by the seaside for multitude.
Who can count the sands of the sea? Raise your hand. That's how many it was. I knew it. Somebody gonna raise their hand. Look at that. Go ahead.
13.
Yeah.
And when Gideon was come, behold,
Go ahead.
and when Gideon was come, behold, there was a man that told a dream unto his fellow, and said,
Right.
Behold, I have dreamed a dream.
Like what?
And lo, a cake of barley bread tumbled in the host of Midian, and came into a tent, and smote it that it fell, and overturned it, that the tent lay alone.
Go ahead. Let me destroy it. Go ahead.
And his fellow answered and said, This is nothing else save the sword of Gideon, the son of Joash, a man of Israel.
Right.
For into his hand had God delivered Midian and all the hosts.
He told the interpretation of that dream. Drop down to verse 16. Go ahead.
And he divided the 300 men into 3 companies.
That's what Gideon did. He divided the 300 men into 3 companies, 3 sections. Go ahead.
And he put a trumpet in every man's hand.
Well, each one of them got their trumpet. All right, go ahead. Not each one of the 300, but the priest that was with him, the leader. Go ahead.
With empty pitchers and lamps within the pitchers.
Go ahead.
And he said unto them,
What?
Look on me, and do likewise.
Okay.
And behold, when I come to the outside of the camp, it shall be that as I do, so shall ye do.
Right.
When I blow with the trumpet, I and all that are with me, then blow ye the trumpets also on every side of all the camp.
Right. Go ahead.
And say, the sword of the Lord and of Gideon.
It says, I want you to do exactly like me. Right? This is what Joshua said. I don't want you to do nothing but exactly what I tell you, because the instructions coming from God. He said, when I blow with the trumpet, then you blow with the trumpet. Right? Go ahead.
19.
And then I want you to say the sword of the Lord and of Gideon. We ain't skipping no step. Right? The sword, you say, once you blow that trumpet, you say, it's the sword of the Lord and it's the sword of Gideon. Go ahead.
19.
Yeah.
So Gideon and the 100 men that were with him came unto the outside of the camp in the beginning of the middle watch.
Right.
And they had but newly set the watch. And they blew the trumpets.
They blew the trumpets.
And brake the pitchers that were in their hands.
Right. They making a lot of noise. Right. They blew the trumpets. They break the pitchers that was in their hands.
And the 3 companies blew the trumpets.
So they did. Each and every one of them. Each group of 100, they blew the trumpets. Right. Come on.
And break the pitchers.
Yes.
And held the lamps in their left hands and the trumpets in their right hands to blow withal.
Yes.
And they cried,
What?
The sword of the Lord and of Gideon.
Did they? Come on.
And they stood every man in his place round about the camp.
Yes.
And all the hosts ran and cried and fled.
Everybody got scared. They're making a lot of noise, like kids do. They're making a lot of noise. So all the hope. Remember, he said these people you can't even count them. It was so many. Right? We got 300 men, and he's making a lot of noise, breaking pitches and the sounding of trumpets. Right? He said they fled, they ran away. Go ahead.
22.
Mm-hmm.
And the 300 blew the trumpet.
Yes.
And the Lord set every man's sword against his fellow.
So he turned each and every last one of them that had that great multitude, the Midianites and all them, he turned their sword. They started killing each other. Go ahead.
Even throughout all the hosts. And the host fled to Beth-Shittah and Zeraret.
Go ahead.
And to the border of Abel-Meholah unto Tabit. And the men of Israel gathered themselves together out of Naphtali and out of Asher and out of all Manasseh and pursued after the Midianites.
They overtook them. They blew the trumpet like the Lord said. He delivered. So it's another major, it's one more major time that the Lord gonna sound his trumpets. But we need to look at see what's gonna happen. All right, let's start out and picking up at Revelation 6 chapter. I need to do this over there. Revelation 6. Picking up at verse 12. This is the last day. This is the last time right here. Verse 12. Hearken to the scripture.
And I beheld when he had opened the sixth seal, and lo, there was a great earthquake.
Remember, it's only one that can open them seals, right? That's the line of the tribe of Judah, right here. There's 7 seals, remember? We ain't gonna deal with all, we just gonna start at the 60. Right, the seals ain't the same as the trumpets. We starting at the seals, he's loosening the seals. Right, go ahead.
And the sun became black as sackcloth of hair,
Yeah.
and the moon became as blood.
That's what happened at the 6th seal once he loosened. So something getting ready to happen. Come on.
13.
Yes.
And the stars of heaven fell into the earth.
That's right.
Even as a fig tree casteth her untimely figs
And what happened?
when she is shaken of a mighty wind.
Come on.
And the heaven departed as a scroll when it is rolled together.
Right, that's what's happening. You look up in the sky and that's what you're seeing. Sun going out, moon turning colors. Right? Did I say that right?
Yeah.
Sun going. And the earth is shaking, right? Yeah, the stars falling to the earth. And then he said the heaven gonna depart like a scroll. And what else gonna happen?
When it is rolled together.
Yeah.
And every mountain and island were moved out of their places.
What's that? What caused that? Earthquake? Yeah. Every island is moved, every mountain, come on.
15.
Yes.
And the kings of the earth, and the great men, and the rich men,
Yes.
and the chief captains,
What happened?
and the mighty men,
Yes.
and every bondman and every free man, hid themselves in the dens and in the rocks of the mountains.
They hide. They hide. You the kings of the earth, right? What you scared for now? Come on.
And he said to the mountains,
Yes.
and said to the mountains and rocks,
What they say?
fall on us,
Yeah.
and hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne.
They know he real. Don't let them fake him. Don't let them fool you. They ain't no atheists. They know this. They know this man real. They hide. Yeah, you know what's so bad about it? They got underground tunnels and stuff, underground cities. They got places already set up. They know he real. Right? They just telling you that so you don't believe. They just giving you distractions in your life so you don't believe. They know he real. Go ahead.
And from the wrath of the Lamb.
How can they not? How can you say that if you don't know who he is? Right? Hide us from what? They said the wrath. They know he come. They know exactly how he coming back. With wrath. Who told them that? They don't say nobody told them. They just say this is what they said. This is what they did. Right? Come on.
17. For the great day of his wrath is come.
Look at what they saying. Sunday is here.
No, sir.
This is what they saying is Sunday. Right? They are saying that. They saying the great day of his wrath is come.
And who shall be able to
They
stand?
know they can't stand. They asking who can. We done. It's over. Finished. Finito. Fall on us. Right? Who wants some rocks to fall on them? A rock gonna fall on them. It's gonna be the rock though, right? It's gonna be the rock. That's the Lord. Right? Go into that 7th chapter, picking up at verse 1. So this is the great day of the wrath, but before he destroy everything, look what he got to do. Come on.
And after these things I saw 4 angels standing on the 4 corners of the earth,
Yes.
holding the 4 winds of the earth,
Right.
that the wind should not blow on the earth, nor on the sea,
Yes.
nor on any tree.
Yes.
And I saw another angel ascending from the east, having the seal of the living God.
Yeah.
And he cried with a loud voice to the 4 angels,
What is
to
it?
whom it was given to hurt the earth and the sea.
So that's what's gonna happen, right? He said what happened?
3, saying, hurt not the earth, neither the sea, nor the trees, till we have sealed the servants of God in their foreheads.
That's what he wait. That's why he holding this thing back, just so he can get his servants sealed in their foreheads. Right? Holy spot. Go to Isaiah 86. This is what he's sealing in your forehead. Because he's gonna destroy this thing. This David's wrath is come. But before that, I'm just giving y'all, my servant a little bit of time. I don't want y'all to hurt nothing. Remember, that's like what Joshua said. You just say what I told you to say, do what I tell you. You do what I tell you. Right? Verse 16, come on.
Bind up the testimony.
Yes.
Seal the law among my prophets.
Seal what?
The law.
That's what he sealed among his servants. The law. After that, it's destruction. All right, come on. Go back to that 7th chapter of Revelation. Pick me up at verse 9. Go ahead.
After this I beheld, and lo, a great multitude which no man could number, of all nations and kindreds and people and tongues,
Yes.
stood before the throne and before the Lamb, clothed with white robes and palms in their hands.
That's right, they made themselves ready. Go ahead.
And cried with a loud voice, saying, Salvation to our God, which sitteth upon the throne, and unto the Lamb. And all the angels stood round about the throne, and about the elders and the four beasts,
yes,
and fell before the throne on their faces and worshiped God.
That's right, because he's getting ready to return. People gonna be saved. But let's get out of this chapter. Go into the 8th chapter, picking up at verse 1. Go ahead.
And when he had opened the seventh seal,
okay, so now all of that was under the 6th. This is the 7th seal. Once he opened the 7th seal, what happened?
There was silence in heaven about the space of half an hour.
So what happened?
And I saw the 7 angels which stood before God, and to them were given 7 trumpets.
Just like them 7 priests, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then remember, them priests went before the Lord. So now this is the real. This is what that was pointing us to, right? This is how that was just to get you to see this is how it's gonna be. Now this is the real thing right here. So he said he got 7 priests. 7 angels, right? They going before the Lord. They got 7 trumpets. And what happened?
3. And another angel came and stood at the altar having a golden censer.
Yes.
And there was given unto him much incense, that he should offer it with the prayers of all the saints upon the golden altar which was before the throne.
That's right.
And the
smoke. Hold on. Drop down to verse 6. Right on all of that. But go ahead. Drop down to verse 6.
And the 7 angels which had the 7 trumpets prepared themselves to sound. The first angel sounded, and there followed hail and fire mingled with blood. And they were cast upon the earth.
So this is what happened at that first trumpet. You got 7 angels standing. Each one of them got a trumpet. The first one blew here. You know what I'm saying? That's terrible. But you know the sound of the trumpet. This is the only trumpet I got. You hearing it right now? So he said the first one blew, right? What happened when that first one blew, you said?
The first angel sounded, and there followed hail and fire mingled with blood. Mm-hmm. And they were cast upon the earth. And the third part of the trees was burnt up, and all the green grass was burnt up.
So that's good. He said the first one sounded, and that's what happened. Let's go look. Hold your spot, that we're going to flip back and forth to see how the Revelation 15. Revelation 15. Revelation 15, verse 1. Harken to the scripture.
And I saw another sign in heaven, great and marvelous, 7 angels having the 7 last plagues.
So you got 7 angels, right, with 7 trumpets. Then you got 7 more angels, and they got the 7 what?
Plagues.
7 plagues. What's these plagues for? They're the wrath of God.
Mm-hmm.
They finna hit the earth. They finna hit the earth. So we got what verse?
End of 1.
Okay.
For in them is filled up the wrath of God.
Yeah, so that's what they had. That's what it's for. They filled up the wrath of God, verse 2.
And I saw as it were a sea of glass mingled with fire, and them that had got the victory over the beast, and over his image, and over his mark, and over the number of his name, stand on the sea of glass,
right,
having the harps of God. And they sing the song of Moses.
No, that's good. Jump down to verse 7. Go ahead.
And one of the 4 beasts gave unto the 7 angels 7 golden vials full of the wrath of God, who liveth forever and ever. And the temple was filled with smoke from the glory of God and from his power. And no man was able to enter into the temple till the 7 plagues of the 7 angels were fulfilled.
So it's got to happen. All 7 of them got to be fulfilled, right? No man, he said, no man can enter into the temple until all 7 of these were fulfilled. Right? Go into that 16th chapter. Pick him up at verse 1. Go ahead.
And I heard a great voice out of the temple saying to the 7 angels, Go your ways, and pour out the vials of the wrath of God upon the earth.
So, but each one of them got to wait for the trumpet to sound. Once one sound the trumpet, that will pour, he know it's time then to pour out that wrath of God. Once the second one sound the trumpet, now he know it's time to pour out that wrath. And so forth and so on. Right? What verse you at?
That was the end of 1.
Go ahead.
2. And the first went and poured out his vial upon the earth. And there fell a noisome and grievous sore upon the men which had the mark of the beast, and upon them which worshipped his image. And this,
verse 7, we ain't gonna go ahead.
And I heard another out of the altar say, even so, Lord God Almighty, true and righteous are thy judgments.
Right. So the judgments are true. Back up to the 8th chapter, pick me up that 7th verse. Go ahead.
Says 7. The first angel sounded, and there followed hail and fire mingled with blood. And they were cast upon the earth, and the third part of the trees were burned up.
Yes.
And all green grass was burned up. And the second angel sounded, and as it were, a great mountain burning with fire was cast into the sea. And the third part of the sea became blood.
Right.
And the third, keep going.
That's one of the second one, right? The third part of the sea became blood. Right? Go ahead.
9.
I'm gonna run them together. Go ahead.
And the third part of the creatures which were in the sea and had life died, and the third part of the ships were destroyed. And the third angel sounded, and there fell a great star from heaven, burning as it were a lamp. And it fell upon the third part of the rivers and upon the fountains of waters. And the name of the star is called wormwood. And the third part of the waters became wormwood. And many men died of the waters, because they were made bitter.
That's right. Go ahead, verse 12.
And the fourth angel sounded, and the third part of the sun was smitten, and the third part of the moon, and the third part of the stars, so as the third part of them was darkened. And the day shone not for a third part of it.
So we can see when he come back while the sun and stuff gonna go out, right? Pick me up in that 16th chapter at verse 3.
And the night likewise.
Yes. So ain't no light. Verse 3. 16 and 3. We went all the way to that fourth trumpet, right? Let's go all the way to the fourth vial. Go ahead.
And the second angel poured out his vial upon the sea, and it became as the blood of dead men, and every living soul died in the sea.
What happened, right? The sea turned into blood. Once that second one sounded that trumpet, the second one poured out that vial, and the sea became blood. Right? Go ahead. 4.
And the third angel poured out his vial upon the rivers and fountains of waters, and they became blood.
Yes.
And I heard the angel of the water say, Thou art righteous, O Lord, which art and was and shall be, because thou hast judged thus. For they have shed the blood of saints and prophets, and thou hast given them blood to drink, for they are worthy.
Go ahead.
And I heard another out of the altar say, Even so, Lord God Almighty, true and righteous are thy judgments. Yep. And the fourth angel poured out his vial upon the sun.
Right, what happened?
And power was given unto him to scorch men with fire.
Right, the fourth one, he said he poured out his vial upon the sun. That's what he told when that fourth one sounded. He said the sun was smitten. That's what that meant. He poured out his vial upon the sun. The sun was smitten. He said a third part of the moon. Right, and he said a third part of the stars, they fell. Right, he said that even a great star fell, called wormwood. Go ahead, what verse?
9.
Come on.
And men were scorched with great heat, and blasphemed the name of God, which had power over these plagues.
Who got power over these plagues?
God.
So men, these vows are coming, the wrath of God is coming upon earth. Instead of them repenting, they blaspheme. Right? All the way to the end. That's how man is. I'm gonna take this. If I gotta go to hell, I will. That's all the way to the end, right? They taking it there too. What verse?
End of 9.
Go ahead, finish 9.
And they repented not to give him glory.
If they repent, they didn't repent. They not knowing he had power over those plagues. Right, back up to the 8th chapter, 13th verse. Go ahead.
And I beheld, and heard an angel flying through the midst of heaven, saying with a loud voice, Woe, woe, woe to the inhabitants of the earth, by reason of the other voices of the trumpet of the 3 angels which are yet to sound.
Oh, that means there's some destruction coming. What? And he said, for what reason?
For the 3 angels which are yet to sound.
3 more still got a sign. It's finna get real. Going to the 9th chapter, keep rolling.
The 5th angel sounded, and I saw a star fall from heaven unto the earth, and to him was given the key of the bottomless pit. And he opened the bottomless pit, and there arose a smoke out of the pit, as the smoke of a great furnace.
Right.
And the sun and the air were darkened by reason of the smoke of the pit. And there came out of the smoke locusts upon the earth. And unto them was given power as the scorpions of the earth have power.
This is war. There's so many people. This army is so great. They look like scorpions on earth. Just like when we read about in Judges. Was it Judges when they look like scorpions? Locusts. That was just the same thing. There's so many of them look like locusts. And he said they tail like it's the sting of scorpions. Man, you can be killed by that. This is the instruments of war. Remember when he come back, they're gonna do what? Beat them war instruments in the plowshare. He gonna bring. They ain't gonna want war no more. Right? They all gonna fight against the Lord. What verse you leave off at? 4. Come on.
And it was commanded them that they should not hurt the grass of the earth, neither any green thing, neither any tree, but only those men which have not the seal of God in their foreheads. And to them it was given that they should not kill them.
Hold on. Which ones getting hurt? The plague is on the whole earth, but who getting hit? The people that got sealed with the Lord? The people without the seal, right? What he sealed in? Law of commandments. That's the only way you can serve him, is by keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. People without law, that's how you die. Without law. Go ahead. 5. Yep.
And to them it was given that they should not kill them.
Don't kill them.
But that they should be tormented 5 months.
That's almost worse than that. He ain't gonna kill you quickly. He's gonna torment you for 5 months, right? Go ahead.
And their torment was as the torment of a scorpion.
So this is like probably like a chemical warfare or something. Long plague, 5 months. Go ahead.
When he striketh a man, and in those days shall men seek death.
Yes, that's how bad it's gonna be. You're gonna wanna die. You're gonna seek death, but
and shall not find it.
You ain't gonna be able to. Go ahead.
And shall desire to die, and death shall flee from them.
Say you're gonna desire to die. That's how bad. That's how bad it's gonna be. Go ahead.
7. And the shapes of the locusts were like unto horses prepared unto battle.
Yes.
And on their heads were as it were crowns like gold. And their faces were as the faces of men.
That's right. What verse?
8.
Drop down to 10. Come on.
And they had tails like unto scorpions. And there were stings in their tails. And their power was to hurt men 5 months.
So this reminds me of something like a tank. Out of that tail of the nose of the tank come what? Fire, brimstone, And they doing it for 5 months. This a nice little old war. It's lasting a little bit, 5 months or so. Go ahead.
11. And they had a king over them.
Who is that?
Which is the angel of the bottomless pit.
That's who the king. That's who deceiving them to get them to come and set up this war. The angel of the bottomless pit. Go ahead.
Whose name in the Hebrew tongue is Abaddon, but in the Greek tongue hath his name Apollyon.
Yeah, that means destroyed. That's who the king over them is. That's why they blaspheme in the name of the Lord. They got the king over them, and they just doing what they king do. Go ahead.
One woe is past, and behold, there came 2 woes more hereafter.
Oh, it's more than that. Go ahead.
13.
Yes.
And the 6th angel sounded, and I heard a voice from the 4 horns of the golden altar which is before God,
right,
saying to the 6th angel which had the trumpet,
what did he say?
Loose the 4 angels which are bound in the great river Euphrates.
Oh, now we can loose them. Remember he told them, hold them back until I seal my... I done sealed them. Now I'm bringing plagues on the ones that got the mark of the beast. But these plagues ain't coming near my servant. I wonder where his servant's at. Y'all anybody know? At this time, Probably the wilderness. Go ahead.
15. And the 4 angels were loose, which were prepared for an hour, and a day, and a month, and a year.
They already had their time appointed, right? These 4 angels. Now they've been loose. Come on.
For to slay the 3rd part of men.
That's their job. What verse?
16.
Come on.
And the number of the army of the horsemen were 200,000. And I heard the number of them.
Right.
And thus I saw the horses in the vision.
It's like 200 million. Right. There ain't never been an army this big. But it's been reserved for this time. Go ahead.
And them that sat on them have a breastplates of fire, and of jacinth, and brimstone, and the heads of the horse were as the heads of lions, and out of their mouths issue fire and smoke and brimstone.
Right, that's like a gun shooting, right? Fire, smoke, and brimstone. Right, let's drop down. Let's go into the 16th chapter and catch back up with some of this. Picking up at verse 10. 16 and 10. Because he getting to the woe. Remember he said, woe, woe, woe to the inhabitants of the earth. And he started bringing in those plagues. Verse 10. Go ahead.
And the fifth angel poured out his vial upon the seat of the beast, and his kingdom was full of darkness. Right. And they gnawed their tongues for pain, and blasphemed the God of heaven because of their pains and their sores.
Right, they don't want to see that. This is grievous. Right, go ahead.
And repented not of their deeds. And the sixth angel poured out his vial upon the great river Euphrates.
And what happened?
And the water thereof was dried up.
And who came over?
That the way of the kings of the east might be prepared.
That's their army. That 200 million army. The Lord dried up their sea. They came over. Right? Go ahead.
13. And I saw 3 unclean spirits like frogs come out of the mouth of the dragon, and out of the mouth of the beast.
So these armies, they came over right across the river Euphrates, but we're going to find out where they're going. Right? We know where they're going, right? They're going to Jerusalem, to that valley of the Megadoo. Right? The Lord is luring them there, remember. He gathered them together. Come on, I want you to come. Get all y'all together and come over. Remember, we read earlier, the houses is going to be rifled, the women ravished. Right, that's what this army was doing. But let's keep going. Go ahead. And
out of the mouth of the false prophet, for they are the spirits of devils, working miracles,
doing what?
Which go forth unto the kings of the earth and of the whole world to gather them to the battle of the great day of God Almighty.
So Lord got Satan deceiving them, gathering them all together to that great battle. I want all y'all here. Come on.
Behold, I come as a thief.
Yes.
Blessed is he that watcheth and keepeth his garments, lest he walk naked and they see his shame.
Right, you got to keep them commandments. Even while this is going on. He said, blessed is he. I come as a thief. Blessed is he which keep his garments. Go ahead.
And he gathered them together into a place called in the Hebrew tongue, Armageddon.
So that's where he gathered them to. All right, let's look at it in Joel. Back up to Joel 2. We almost finished. We only got a couple more. Joel 2. And he said he gathered them into a place called in the Hebrew tongue Armageddon. Let's see what's going to happen. Talking to the Spirit. 2 and 1.
Blow ye the trumpet in Zion, and sound an alarm in my holy mountain. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of the Lord cometh, for it is nigh at hand.
That's right, and that's where the army is right now. We done gathered there, and he's blowing the trumpet, he's sounding the alarm, let them know it's a battle, right? Blow the trumpet in Zion. What we sounding the alarm for? Because it's a war. Right? Go ahead.
A day of darkness and of gloominess.
Yes.
A day of clouds and of thick darkness.
Yes.
As the morning spread upon the mountains.
Right. And that battle, that Armageddon, that valley of Armageddon, that's where a lot of big battles in the Bible has taken place. And that's where the last big battle going to take place, the battle of the Lord. He gathered them all there. Right? And he said, it's a day of darkness. He said, and it's here. Gloominess. Go ahead.
As the morning spread upon the mountains, right. A great people and a strong.
So remember, we saw that darkness. Remember, the light, the stars gonna go out, the moon will not give his light. Right, there was some of the plagues already. And he said it's gonna be a day of darkness. It's gonna be spread upon the mountain. And he said it's a great people and a strong. How many? That's that 200 million. Remember, he said he gathered them for a time in a season. Right? It's a point in time. Go ahead.
There had not been ever the light.
Right? It ain't never, boy, wow.
Neither shall be any more after.
That's right. It ain't never been an army this big. The only reason I got them this big is this is the whole purpose what I created them for. For that battle. For this time. For this appointed time. Go ahead.
Even to the years of many generations.
Right. And that's after. When he comes set up his kingdom, they're going to be living long. So he said, still ain't going to be an army this big. It's going to be peace. Right? What verse is that?
That was the end of 2.
That was the end. Go ahead.
3. And fire devoured before them, and behind them a flame burning.
That's right.
The land is as the Garden of Eden before them.
What about after?
And behind them a desolate
This
wilderness.
is the wrong time to be in Jerusalem, right? Go ahead.
Yea, and nothing shall escape them.
Ain't nothing. They hitting everything. Go ahead.
The appearance of them is as the appearance of horses.
You remember that's what he told us in Revelation? Horses look like horsemen. Horses, right? Go ahead.
And as horsemen, so shall they run. Like the noise of chariots on the tops of mountains shall they leap.
Right.
Like the noise of a flame of fire that devoureth the stubble.
Right.
As a strong people set in battle array. Before their face the people shall be much pain.
Yes.
Our faces shall gather blackness. They shall run like mighty men.
Yes.
They shall climb the wall like men of war.
Yes.
They shall march everyone on his ways. And they shall not break their ranks.
Right. Even if you kill them, it's going to be so many of them that look like you ain't done nothing. Look like they ain't lost a man. Right? That's because there's so many. Go ahead.
8. Neither shall one thrust another. They shall walk every one in his path.
Right. So you remember we read it, the Lord blew the trumpet, they thrust each other. They ain't going to be like that this time. He ain't gonna turn the sword on them and kill each other. Go ahead.
And when they fall upon the sword, they shall not be wounded.
Right. Once people do kill them, it's gonna like it ain't you ain't did anything. Go ahead.
9.
Yes.
They shall run to and fro in the city. They shall run upon the wall. They shall climb up upon the houses.
Yes.
They shall enter in at the windows like a thief.
What else?
The earth shall quake before them. The heavens shall tremble.
Yep.
The sun and moon shall be dark.
The sun and moon shall be dark. This is the same time. Come on.
And the stars shall withdraw their shine.
Right on.
And the Lord shall utter his voice before his army.
The stars gonna withdraw their shine because they're gonna fall to the earth. And he said, the Lord what?
Shall utter his voice before his army.
Go ahead.
For his camp is very great.
Yes.
For he is strong that executed his word.
Yes.
For the day of the Lord is great and very terrible.
It is.
And who can abide it?
Remember, that's what the men were saying in Revelation. His day is here. They was hiding themselves. Rocks fall on us. Why? Who can stand? Right, what verse?
12.
That's good. Let's go back to Revelation 16, picking up at verse 17. So we see it's all consistent. It's destruction. He gathered that big army to the battle of Armageddon so he can destroy them. Verse 17, go ahead.
And the seventh angel poured out his vial into the air.
How many angels is it? Right, this is after that seventh. The seventh one blew the trumpet, and the seventh angel poured out his vial into the air.
And there came a great voice out of the temple of heaven from the throne,
yes,
saying,
what did it say?
It is done.
It's finished. Go ahead.
And there were voices and thunders and lightnings, and there was a great earthquake, such as was not since men were upon the earth.
Right.
So mighty an earthquake and so great.
Remember, earlier we read scripture said every mountain and island was moved out of its place. This is a great earthquake. We're all gonna shake this thing. Go ahead.
19. And the great city was divided into 3 parts.
I wonder why. That great, what's the great city? Jerusalem. It was divided into 3 parts. Remember he said he's gonna come back and they landed on a Mount of Olives and he said it cleaved, it broke into 3 parts. This it. Go ahead.
And the cities of the nations fell. And great Babylon came in remembrance before God to give unto her the cup of the wine of the fierceness of his wrath.
Right, and you know about Babylon tell you come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sin. Just like he told them, Joshua, they don't touch that accursed thing, lest you be accursed with it. Right, come on.
And every island fled away.
Every island fled away.
And the mountains were not found.
And why?
And there fell upon men a great hail out of heaven, every stone about the weight of a talent. And men blasphemed God because of the plague of the hail.
Yes.
For the plague thereof was exceeding great.
That's right. Come on, what verse?
That was the end of 21.
Okay, that's the end of 21. Go back to verse, go to chapter 11. This is the last 2 spots. Pick him up at verse 14. So at the 7th trump, he coming. That's the last trump. That's the one he was telling us about in Thessalonians and Corinthians. When he started to come, he's going to take over this world, right? Pick me up at verse 14. Hearken to the scripture.
The second woe is past.
Whatever.
And behold, the third woe cometh quickly.
Right.
And the 7 angels sounded, and there were great voices in heaven saying.
So this is what we just read. We just read the vial first on this. Poured out his wrath for an to see the 7 angels sounded. And what happened?
The kingdoms of this world are become the kingdoms of our Lord and of his Christ.
Take over.
And he shall reign forever and ever.
Ain't that what he told?
Mm-hmm.
He gonna reign what he said?
Forever and ever.
Thank the Lord. Go ahead.
And the 24 elders which sat before God on their seats fell upon their faces and worshiped God, saying, We give thee thanks, O Lord God Almighty, which art and was, and art to come, because thou hast taken to thee thy great power.
Amen. You don't take you don't took to you your great power. I mean, you got power over all nations. Now you done set it up. Now you done let it be known to everybody. Go ahead.
And has reigned.
And you reign. They know now. Go ahead.
And the nations were angry.
That's why they gonna fight. They were angry. Man coming to take over our kingdom. But they don't stop nothing. Go ahead.
And thy wrath is come.
And what happened?
At the time of the dead that they should be judged.
Yes.
And that thou shouldest give reward unto thy servants the prophets.
Yeah, everybody getting their reward at the same time. The prophets, they been dead. They should have been in heaven. But he said you're going to give them their reward when? When you come on this day right here. Go ahead.
And to thy saints.
And to the saints. Go ahead.
And them that fear thy name.
And the ones that fear your name. The ones you seal. Damn, go ahead.
Small and great.
Yes.
And shouldest destroy them which destroy the earth.
Now you got to destroy them that destroy the earth. Go ahead, last verse.
And the temple of God was open in heaven. And there was seen in his temple the ark of his testimony.
That's right.
And there were lightnings and voices and thunderings and an earthquake and great hail.
That's right. Now he taking over now. It's over. Once he did this, the other thing when he pointed out his face, he said, it's finished. It's done. All right, let's go to the last place, Matthew 24, chapter, verse 27. So these trumpets, they announce a lot. At that last one, the most significant one, he coming. And the dead gonna be changed. All of us gonna get the reward at the same time with the prophets. The prophets that's dead, they gotta go up before us though. If we hear when he descend, when he come back, we'll be changed. In a moment, in the twinkling of an eye. When? At that last trump. That's the 7th one. At that 7th trump. So it's more than about, just blowing trumps. It's announcing the coming of the Lord when he's going to take over this world. When he's going to set up his kingdom, he's going to reign forever and ever. Right? Verse 27. Harken to the scripture.
For as the lightning cometh out of the east and shineth even unto the west,
what's that?
So shall also the coming of the Son of Man be.
That's what he's telling us about, right? When he come back, the coming of the Son of Man. He said everybody gonna see him. Everybody has seen lightning at some point. So just like everybody's seen lightning from the east to the west, all over the world, and you know what it is. Everybody know what it is. That's how it's gonna be when the Son of Man comes. That's how those people that say rocks falling. They knew. Heaven them departed like a scroll. So I'm like, what? I'm like, wait. This real? This the day of the wrath. He coming. Go ahead.
28.
And everybody gonna see. Yes.
For wheresoever the carcass is, there will the eagles be gathered together.
That means there's gonna be a lot of killing. Wherever the what? The carcass, that's the dead body, right?
Yep.
What's gonna happen there?
There
All
will
the
the eagles be.
They're gonna feast on the men, the kings. We didn't get that, but that's what's gonna happen. Come on.
29.
Yes.
Immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened.
Ain't no rapture. He coming after the tribulation. The sun ain't gonna be dark. That's the sign that's coming. Ain't gonna be dark till after the tribulation. Remember, he's talking about the sign that's coming. And it's gonna happen when? After the tribulation. Go ahead.
And the moon shall not give her light.
Remember, that was one of the signs. That was one of the plagues. The moon ain't gonna give her light.
And the stars shall fall from heaven.
You read that, right? Even one of them named Wormwood. Go ahead.
And the powers of the heavens shall be shaken.
It's a great earthquake. What else?
And then shall appear.
After all that, then
shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in the heaven.
Yes.
And then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn.
I thought they loved sweet Jesus. They know they done squandered their life and wasted it. It's time to pay up. Go ahead.
And they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory.
Yes.
And he shall send his angels with a great shout of a trumpet.
To do what?
And they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other.
Right. He's sealing them. He's going to gather them. And he's holding the angels back until the end. Once that happens, he's going to send his angels to gather his elect from the four winds of the four corners of the earth. He called it heaven at this time, but it's the earth. Go ahead.
32.
Mm-hmm.
Now learn a parable of the fig tree.
Yeah. So now he told you when he coming back in this sign. He said, now I want you to learn it because this is in comparison to this. I have to teach you something earthly because you are the earth so you can understand the spiritual. He said, now learn this parable of the fig tree.
When his branch is yet tender.
When his branch is tender, when his fruit is ready to, produce. Go ahead.
And put it forth leaves. Ye know that summer is nigh.
That's right. You know that. You know the summer is near. When the fig tree start putting its leaves forth. So you know summer is near. Go ahead.
So likewise ye, when ye shall see all these things.
So just like that, you know the summer is near when you see that fig tree produce. He said, you should know all these. Once you see all these things, what?
Know that it is near, even at the door.
Know that the end is near, even at the door. Go ahead.
Verily I say unto you,
truly I say unto you,
this generation shall not pass
until
all these things be fulfilled.
Go ahead.
Heaven and earth shall pass away,
yes,
but my word shall not pass away.
The Bible says, he said, comfort ye with these words. They sure words, right? Go ahead.
But of that day and hour knoweth no man, no, not the angels of heaven,
right,
but my Father only.
That's right. We know the time. We don't know the exact day, do we?
Mm-mm.
We know it's going to be when he get ready to set up the true Sabbath at the end of the 6,000 years. We don't know when that is.
Mm-mm.
Right? We only know it's close by the signs. Go ahead.
37.
Yes. And then you're going to give you some more signs. Come on.
But as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be.
What happened in Noah's days?
For in the days that were before the flood,
yes,
they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage,
right,
until that day Noah entered into the ark.
So they was doing all this, going on with their married life. The word was being preached. Noah was hitting them because he said he was a preacher of righteousness. Mm-hmm. That's how it is today. The word being preached, everybody's gonna be just like that. Everybody eating and drinking, marriage, giving in marriage, changing the laws of marriage. Right, all of that, doing whatever they want to do. Go ahead.
39.
Yes.
And knew not until the flood came.
Yeah, so that's why they was shocked. They said, "Oh, this here, this the day of the wrath. This is the day of his wrath." Mm-hmm. You didn't know it until it came. That's why I say, "I come as a thief." To the ones that ain't looking, you hit. Go ahead.
And took them all away.
That's right. Took them all away. Meaning destroyed them, killed them. Took them away with the flood. Go ahead.
So shall also the coming of the Son of Man be.
That's how it's gonna be when I'm revealed. Go ahead.
Then shall two be in the field. Mm-hmm. The one shall be taken, yes, and the other left.
Yes.
Two women shall be grinding at the mill.
Right.
The one shall be taken, and the other left.
Mm-hmm.
Watch therefore.
And what?
For ye know not what hour your Lord doth come.
Right. You need to be paying attention. If somebody is sounding, blowing the trumpet, sounding the alarm, you ain't even watching. So he's going to get overtaken. Go ahead.
43. But know this.
What do you want me to know?
That if the good man of the house had known and would watch the thief would come, he would have watched and would not have suffered his house to be broken up.
And that's the truth. Nobody know when a thief comes. That's why you're supposed to always be on the watch and be ready. Go ahead.
Therefore be ye also ready.
Be what?
Be ye also ready.
For what?
For in such an hour as ye think not the Son of Man coming.
That's right. When you think he ain't going, that's when he going to hit you. So I say be ready. In other words, stay ready so you don't have to get ready. Come on.
45.
And he told you in Revelation, keep your garments clean. All right, go ahead.
Who then is a faithful and wise servant?
Who is?
Whom his Lord had made ruler over his household.
Remember, he's sealing his servant. So who was a faithful and wise whom the Lord has made servant over his house? Go ahead.
To give them meat in due season.
Right, to give them meat in due season. Feed them the word. We told Peter, feed my sheep. Go ahead, last verse.
Blessed is that servant.
That does what?
Whom his Lord, when he cometh, shall find so doing.
I know. Lord was getting it ready. Lord came, he had the boat ready. Had it fixed. Had he not made that boat, the world would have been destroyed. He said, blessed is the servant. Don't try to guess. Don't try to wait till the last day, thief on the cross type thing. It ain't going to work for you. You got ample opportunity to get it right now. He said, blessed is the servant that when his Lord comes, he find him doing. Find him working, find him keeping his garments clean. So I hope we got some understanding. This was the memorial of the blowing of the trumpets. In Jesus' name, I thank you for your time. Amen. Where's the little one? Just give them a high say. We thank the Lord for getting us out work on this day. All right. Yeah.